Okay, these questions are definitely escalating. I'm seeing a fifth degree one now, and I want to write the maximum down for this over here. All right, this is definitely an escalation. However, it certainly does look like the last one. All right, so what I want to do is go back to the whiteboard and kind of review what we did there. And I'll write this one down. It's going to be, we're trying to maximize cosine to the fifth power, 2x plus 30 degrees. And one thing I like about these this exam is it does start you off and getting you to think about things. And if you thought about these questions separately and you worked your way up the food chain, each question relates somewhat to the past, by the way. So I'm going to do the same thing. U equals, let me see if I did this right I'm sorry, this is fifth power over here. U equals, I'm going to say cosine to the 2x plus 30 degrees. And this is exactly what we did in the prior problem, by the way. So you're going to get u to the fifth power times, let's see, 1 minus u to the fifth power. And this is a fifth degree polynomial. Now, of course, I'm going to say this is a function of u now. And before I go forward, I want to say u is going to be between minus 1 and 1. And that really relates to the first problem they gave me. I knew about that. All right? I'm going to write this a little differently, though. And the way I'm going to write that is going to write, it relates to the prior one. We had to do the parabola, by the way. And that's to the fifth power. And I want to kind of remind you, we drew the parabola before, and the parabola looked like this over here. By the way, I'm only going between minus 1 and that's the parabola. This is u, 1 minus u. All right, it's got a maximum point over there. That we determined was 1/2. This point over here is 0, 0. This point over here is 1, 0. That was 1/2, 1/4. And this point over here was minus 1. And then it was, let's see, minus 2. All right, that's for this thing over here. Now, the fifth degree, it does throw a problem into it, by the way. What are we doing? We're raising all of these numbers here, all of them, by the way, to a fifth power. All right? And so what's their question? I want to point out, if these things raised to the fifth power, they're all going to be negative numbers over here. And all these things are going to be positive numbers. And which one's going to rise the greatest? This one over here. All right? What I mean, I shouldn't say rise the greatest, by the way. I should say that in the fifth degree sense, it's the greatest thing. It's that 1/2 number. All these things over here and these things over here will be smaller than that number over there. So I'm going to say the largest over here is actually just going to be 1/2 to the fifth power. And what's 1/2 to the fifth power? Let me write that down. 1/2 to the fifth power, right? Oh, I'm sorry. It's this thing being raised. Not the x being raised to the fifth power. It's not this. It's the y value, right? It's this thing over here. Sorry about that. Let me cross it out. So it's going to be 1/4 to the fifth power. All right, what do you have there? 1/4 to the fifth power. Or if you prefer, this is maximal, by the way. You don't need to compute the number. If you want, you can. It's not a bad number. 1/2 to the 10th. Let me just quickly go through that. 2 times 2 is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. Yeah, I'm using my fingers. 5, 12, 10, 24. All right? These are maximals. All right? All right, I'm going to move on to the next question then. Thank you.